Tesla has reported record production and delivery of its electric cars for the last quarter. Profits also surged from $16 million a year ago to over $430 million this time round. However, safety concerns and gaining competition mean the company may not be in for a smooth ride.
From trailblazer to mass market producer, analysts are watching closely to see if Tesla will successfully make the leap. The numbers look good. Tesla has surpassed expectations with 180,000 vehicles sold in the first quarter. Despite recent setbacks, it remains a star on the stock market. At $700 billion, it's worth more than all traditional car manufacturers taken together. But the race is nowhere near finished. With a massive expansion strategy, the electric automaker is now trying to increase its sales figures. A newly constructed plant in Shanghai has already paid for itself. Every third Tesla is now sold in China. And billions are being pumped into the construction of 2 more plants. The gigafactories in Germany and Texas are due to go online this year. Even so, established automakers are starting to catch up. In Europe, Volkswagen fought its way to the top spot in electric vehicles sold last year, followed by the Renault-Nissan-Mitsubishi Group, while Tesla came in third. At the same time, established automakers are introducing new models, while several startups have also joined the fray. And accidents have sullied pioneer Tesla's image. The circumstances surrounding a fatal crash in Texas have yet to be clarified. Influential consumer advocacy magazine Consumer Reports says the autopilot is dangerously flawed. Chinese authorities, too, accuse the company of poor quality. And the protests of a customer who accuses Tesla's faulty brakes of causing an accident have gone globally viral on social media.
Well, let's get more from this from our reporter Chelsea Delaney. Chelsea, good to have you in the studio. So a record quarter for Tesla, but for some reason there's still some disappointment around. How come?
Yes, we actually have seen the stock selling off a bit after this report. And I think this just illustrates how difficult of a position Tesla is really in. Tesla is so hyped right now. Their stock rose 700% last year. They're worth more than the big 3 German automakers, Volkswagen, Daimler, BMW combined. So they have really enormous expectations placed on them. So even when they're reporting, a 75% increase in revenue, deliveries doubling, they still often isn't living up to the market's expectations. I think in particular with this report yesterday, investors and analysts are a little bit disappointed that Tesla wasn't more specific about their expectations for the coming year. They've said they expect deliveries to rise about 50% in this year and the years ahead. For any other automaker, that would be really a very good expectations that they're giving the market. But for Tesla, because expectations are so high, that isn't really meeting the market's demands right now.
But competition is growing and gaining. Can Tesla expect to be overtaken anytime soon?
I think this is another thing that investors are increasingly becoming worried about. Tesla really has put electric vehicles on the map, and for a long time they were really the only name in the game. So they had this sort of dominance in the market, but now they're not the only electric vehicle maker anymore. You have here in Europe Volkswagen, Daimler, in the U.S. GM, Ford investing billions, tens of billions of dollars into electric vehicles, and we are starting to see Tesla lose its grip on the market. So here in Europe, Tesla's share of the electric vehicle market actually fell to 13% last year from 31% a year earlier. So that's a really enormous drop, and that's in part because automakers like Volkswagen are really starting to step up their game. In the U.S., they're still they still account for about 70% of the market, but they are starting to lose market share. So they are starting to face a lot of competition.
Tesla's future plans are contingent on these 2 new plants they're building in Germany and the United States. How are they going?
Well, in the U.S., Tesla said yesterday that they do expect this this factory in Texas to open up by the end of the year. Here in Germany, there's still a lot of uncertainty surrounding this plant that they've been building in Grünheide. It still hasn't gotten final approval from German officials, in part because of concerns about the environmental impact. So that is something that's still very much up in question.
Chelsea Delaney, thanks for bringing us up to date.